Deathlock Podcast, and my name is Mike the Biz, and we got Mill Hustles in the house also again. What's up, Mill? How's it going?
What happened to Scorpion?
I changed the name. I thought the Scorpion Deathlock was too long, so I think.
Why is it called Scorpion Deathlock? Why can't it be called the Sub-Zero Deathlock or the Liu Kang Deathlock?
I was gonna call it the Sharpshooter Deathlock Podcast, but that was too long. So it is what it is. I don't know. I just like the name. When me and Tito were talking about it back then, I just said to myself like, "Hey, I'm trying to think of a name," and I asked him for his opinion, and he was like, whatever you want to name it. So I was just kind of thinking like something wrestling related, right? So I was like, well, there's so many, over the ring or over the bell, inside the ropes. I was like, I haven't heard of someone naming a podcast after like a wrestling move, right? You have like Fightful, you have all these other podcasters, right? Who
the last one you said blah.
Sean Ross Sapp, my favorite media person or whatever.
I like his counterpart, Miss Salcedo. I respect her.
Okay, my friend said he would join in for a little bit. He just needs a few minutes to get ready. Okay, but I said I'm gonna let him know, hey, join in when you're ready. So anyways, welcome back to the podcast, guys. I am simulcasting on the B-Tech channel, right, which is my tech review channel, and we are also podcasting on the Deathlock podcast channel. So if you guys are joining in, smash the like button and subscribe to the other channel if you guys haven't checked that one out. Again, it's called the Deathlock Podcast. I shortened it a little bit from the Scorpion Deathlock Podcast. Again, sorry, Gilly, you don't get an input on that. Sorry, sir.
Even though that we get higher ratings than AEW here because of me. Okay, I see.
Yeah, so whatever. So, we can kind of dive into the stuff here. Let me go ahead and just make sure the stream sounds okay. Okay, sounds good. I'm watching it on my Pixel 7 Pro here. Hashtag Team Pixel. Hashtag gift from Google, by the way. I'm just throwing it in the public chat there. F it. We are monetized anyway. So, hold on. How do I make the screen bigger? Oh, there you go. I wish freaking Android phones would auto-rotate your device when you would actually do it. But anyways, guys, let's get into the conversation here. So, it's been about a couple weeks since me and Mill live streamed, and we've been missing Tito for a minute there, but he just started a new job. So shout out to him with that. And hopefully everything's going good there. If you watch the replay, Tito, don't hesitate to smash that like button. And let's go ahead and go over the topics here. So you had sent me kind of a list of
Mobile DX.
Yeah, Mobile DX. I've never heard of them. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the top. The point of topics. And you kind of always send me a good list of topics to talk about, right? So I definitely want to get into all of that and a few more. Obviously, the title of this is called WWE Announces Bash in Berlin, live discussion, right? So of course we're gonna go over that. That'll be towards the end, and then for those who watch all the way to the end to get all the great content. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start off with what you had mentioned in your message to me a while back. First point of conversation or topic of conversation here is TNA returns. So the TNA brand name will be returning early next year. That was announced at their last pay-per-view, which I believe was this past weekend. It was at Bound for Glory. And I don't really follow Impact Wrestling too much. I saw bits and pieces here and there, but I didn't get to hear about the announcement the same day. Me coming from a background that I only really got to watch the first maybe 6 months to a year of TNA or Impact before I kind of got over it and I stopped watching. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Mill Hustles, on that?
Well, here's the thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
I loved TNA their first 4 or 5 years because it was an alternative and it reminded me a lot of WCW. It was like WCW Light.
Yeah.
But why? Why are they going to go back to TNA? Like, what's the point if the roster is going to be the same?
Yeah.
Like, it's just I don't get it. I mean, they don't have the talent. They have talent. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have the talent they had a long time ago.
Yeah.
They don't have the same teams. Like, what's going to be different? I mean, This
Mm-hmm.
company has struggled on and off for the last 20, 21 years. It's like, why? I don't get it. Why?
I think it's interesting that they are doing it. First of all, like, I don't really care for the rebranding. Most hardcore wrestling fans really didn't ever really call it Impact Wrestling. They always called it TNA. Me and my buddies, most of my older friends that I talk to wrestling about. Hey, what's up, Nagui and Dang and Gene? By the way, how's it going, guys? Most of us still refer to Impact as TNA. It just was a thing. It's kind of like changing HBO Max to Max, right? Something like that, or I don't know, just changing. There's people that still call WWE WWF, like the older generation of fans or whatever you want to call it.
The thing about it is, besides the hardcore fans, if you've been in the business a long time, they still, and if you worked at TNA, which I almost did, by the way, I'll get into that later.
Wow.
They always referred to that TNA.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Looks like my buddy just joined in. Hold on. Let me see. I think I see him. Hey, guys. We are going to have another guest in the house here. So let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I don't know what's going on. It looked like he froze for a second. Let me text him and let me ask him let me know when you're ready. When you're ready.
Yeah. Let's go. Yep.
I saw you and then he froze.
I get the nostalgia factor though, but unless they're gonna really like revamp every single thing, let me wait for your friend to come in. And
it looks like. Well, hold on. Yeah, he tells me he's ready, but I think I think his camera froze, and I'll give more input on that as soon as we introduce my buddy here. So again, let's welcome my buddy to the chat. His name is Jaime. Thanks for joining in. We have a nickname for him. I don't know if he likes to still be referred to this, but we call him Mr. 7 Stars over here.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. Hey, guys. What's up?
What's up?
Not
It's
much,
going,
man.
Yeah, no, it's going. We just started. Let me introduce Jaime really quick, guys. So Jaime is one of my old podcasting buddies. I've known him for a few years. I used to produce a podcast called the Armbar Podcast, right? Me and a few other old friends, we kind of stopped doing the podcast a couple of years back already, but I still keep in touch with a few of them, right? So Jaime was one of the guys that came in towards the end. Definitely very knowledgeable in wrestling, has his his own opinions, just like all of us do, right? So welcome to the podcast. Do you want to introduce yourself, Mr. Jaime?
Hey, guys. I'm Jaime Esteban. I'm from the Rio Grande Valley. Originally, I'm from California.
Wow.
Moved here about almost 20 years ago.
Oh wow.
It's actually been 17 years. Yeah. Fell in love with wrestling when I was 4 years old. First exposure was AAA and CMLL. And then from there, I started moving on with the American promotions like WCW, WWE, and then it started expanding to the Indies, Ring of Honor, and also New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, I have some opinions here and there. I treat everything the same.
Yeah.
Well, Jaime, I'm the heel of this podcast. so I say crazy outlandish shit, so don't take it personally. But Mike, I gotta correct you, bro. Like I do every single week, bro. You said everyone has an opinion, but you always fail to mention that only mine is right.
Oh, okay, Mr. Jim Cornette. I mean, it is what it is. I like to let everyone have their opinion. I silently think those things, though. I don't verbally say it. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm not a mind reader, my friend.
He's wrong.
I think more podcasts.
He's wrong. Guys, one of these days
podcasts need to have more heels. Kind of like commentary, man.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I guess you could be the king to my JR or whatever you want to call it. I guess.
My God.
Oh my God. Stone Cold. Anyways, okay.
Back to the TNA thing. So if you want to go ahead and start over.
So Jaime just came in. So we're kind of talking about the impact of TNA name change, man. We were kind of giving our thoughts since you just came in. Go ahead and give us any thoughts or opinions on that. I don't know if you follow Impact Wrestling.
I mean, I do every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of stopped following after the Hulk Hogan Eric Bischoff era.
Oh yeah, that's a while back
I
already.
Yeah, I tried getting back into it a couple years ago, but it's just I don't know. It was just something that turned me off. I wasn't sure if it was production wise, if it was storyline wise. I mean, don't get me wrong, the wrestlers are very talented.
Yeah.
These men and women, they're very talented. But it's just I don't know. It was missing something. I'm slowly trying to get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
And now that they had announced that they're rebranding to TNA, kind of reminds me a bit of when WCW announced back in 2001 before they were bought out that they're going to try to rebrand again.
Yeah.
Um, so it kind of reminds me of that. But at the same time, how many name changes do they have to go through? You know, they've been through Global Force Wrestling. They've been Impact, Global Force, Impact, and originally obviously was TNA
Yeah.
and NWA TNA. So I mean, how many name changes do we have to get so they can try to get it right? I mean, they've said, hey, other people are clamoring TNA, 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 and yes, obviously, that's how people know them as. But why not just stick to one uh company name? Why just rebrand it every so often? What's it gonna be next?
You can name poop several different names. Regardless, it's still gonna stink.
Shit,
It's no longer poop.
caca.
Now it's caca. It
Gotcha.
still stinks. No, that company has been through turmoil since day one. Okay, they have been through nothing but turmoil. And the first error they made when they first launched is they brought look. I get it. They wanted to draw some viewers. They didn't have a TV deal. They were on pay-per-view every week.
Mhm.
But it's just been nothing but turmoil. And you know what they say, man? It always starts at the top. If you know some of the stories that I've learned, not everything the dirt sheets have said. It's just been a whole mess, and
Yeah.
they've
Mhm.
not been able to get out of that spiral. They had 1 year that they were actually profitable, and that's when Spike had them, and Spike was paying them to be on TV. And because of that inner turmoil I mentioned, they got booted off. It
Yeah.
got so bad, they kept switching networks. They had to buy their own fucking TV network just so they would air.
That's how. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's kind of
honestly,
sad.
that's how bad I think it's gotten. I mean, hopefully, this coming year, 2024, they can actually make it profitable. They can make it actually, something watchable. Someone was saying that forget the top three. It's gonna be an all-out battle between TNA and AEW for the number two spot. Who knows? There's all these other promotions that are trying to get TV deals. I mean, we
Yeah.
just heard that NWA just struck a deal with the CW affiliate.
You hear me
So
That's
clap?
they're
true.
gonna be.
Did you hear me
So
clap?
they're gonna. Yes,
What are you
and
clapping
so.
there, though?
Yeah.
so, so I mean, and they're actually on the winning side because if you
Yeah.
think about it, CW's a local channel everywhere.
Yeah.
It's free
It's like
TV
an
right
antenna.
there.
It's an antenna-based channel that anyone can access. You're right about that. So
So it's gonna be reminiscent to how Ring of Honor was with the Sinclair broadcasting on CBS. The only difference is, NWA won't be airing late nights on Saturday nights.
yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's kind of, turning back to the Impact side, right? I think that is good for the NWA, right? As far as that they finally got a TV deal, which is surprising to me because I mean, who the hell has watched or talked about the NWA in the last couple of years, ever since COVID happened, basically. But anyways, redirecting back to TNA, I mean, again, the reason why I heard that they are doing the name change for it is because one, they apparently they did a poll and fans voted that they wanted the TNA name back, and secondly, apparently, I guess the overseas market also prefers the name TNA over, I guess, Impact Wrestling. So it's, I guess, they just decided, hey, let's just fucking go back to that. Although I thought, it was more. I thought the reason why they changed it was more because of the actual, like, people refer to TNA, as like tits and ass, basically, and not total nonstop action wrestling, right? Which I don't know. I don't really believe it's that anymore, honestly.
I called it. There's nobody attending.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, just all elote wrestling.
No, dude, this is the thing, man. It's like fine, you want to go back to the nostalgia. The fans want to call it TNA again. Cool, but how are we going to change the product?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the NWA thing, I forgot to put that on the list, man. I'm really, or did I? I don't. I'm really happy. I used to work for the NWA, so I'm really happy for them.
Yeah, no, I didn't think. I think the news was announced after you had sent me the list of topics there as far as the dirt sheets go. So I that wasn't added, but since Jaime brought it up, we can go ahead and kind of lean into that now, if you want.
Yeah, man. And like I mentioned, I was going to try to get. I had somebody that wanted to bring me into the NWA. This guy named James, or not the NWA, TNA. When my friend Matt Granahan, the King of CT, they wanted him too.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is that that Matt is out there a lot more. He's more in the public eye. Look him up, King of CT. Great promo. He's an MMA guy. But I just hide behind the scenes, But I was like, the guy that was trying to bring me in, it was kind of strange. So I said, nah, I'm good.
Okay, well, hey, I mean.
And it's like, what do you want me to do? Like, you're not even telling me what y'all want me there for.
Yeah. They're just like, we just want you to be a backstage guy. And I don't know.
And like I wasn't in the business that long to know what you want me to intern? What the fuck? Because I know people there. You want me to be there? Is it my personality?
Well, I mean, that would have been cool if we would have seen you as a manager, because I think that's what you were doing, right?
I was training for that.
You were
but
training
I really
to be
joined.
a manager, yeah.
I joined to learn the business itself, not necessarily the creative side or the performer side. Of course, I'd have to learn that eventually, but it was more the business side, the nitty gritty of it.
Oh, I think that's good that you did learn that aspect of the business either way, because I think you need to know pretty much all aspects in the business just to kind of be successful in wrestling. So, or in the business, not just wrestling, but in the business. So I think that's a good thing on your side, because definitely something to fall back on. You could always go back to that if you want.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, as far as NWA goes, though, like again, I never really paid attention to the promotion. Over the last kind of like 10 years. I know they were doing stuff on YouTube. I think the only time I kind of paid attention is when like Nick Atalis was champion. I think, right? And I think guys like Rob Conway. I think Rob Conway was their NWA champion at one point. Also, correct me if I'm wrong there.
He was. He was. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I guess because it was affiliated with one of our local promotions, which I don't think that promotion exists anymore. They rebranded. So they every now and then they would bring a few talents. So for instance, I got to meet like Raymond Rowe, which was like I think he's a part of the Viking Raiders in WWE, right?
He's Ivar. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Ivar, and then there's one of the Hart guys, that young guy, I forget his name, something Hart, Kevin Hart or some shit like that.
No, you're referring to Teddy Hart, yeah.
Teddy Hart, yeah, the guy with the cat and the plastic surgery wife or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, he went and did a performance there, and there was a few other names that they had brought down for like either bookings or signings for just like little main events that they would do for their I forgot what they called their title belt. It was the Grand Warrior Championship or some shit like that, right? So,
yeah.
Not to knock on the promotion, I only got to really kind of see a little bit of that towards the end. Of course, we got to meet good people through that, like Cassie Blue, for instance, right? Because I think she was somehow affiliated with them, but now she runs her own promotion, right? The Wrestling League, or formerly known as.
Because I'm not on Facebook no more.
Yeah.
Is she doing? Oh, yeah. Is she still running shows in Texas?
Yeah, I think there's actually one coming up very soon. I don't know if Jaime, you might have more information on that.
Yes, so their next event will be in Mission on
Mission,
December.
Texas.
I can go ahead and send Mike that information. It's gonna be called Gift to the Gold 3, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's
and is that a free show?
Honestly, I'm not too sure, but I can
Yeah.
get more information on that.
Yeah, because she does
To my
host free shows every now and then. So.
Yeah, she
to my
told me
knowledge,
the
go
last
ahead.
time I spoke to her that whenever she has a show in Florida,
Yeah.
to let me know with time. I told her, let me know with time, because I'd love to be part of that. And she said, yeah.
Oh, trust
yeah.
me, I've been to plenty of independent shows, and hers there's something to it where the crowd gets into it. It's very entertaining, great for the kids
Mhm.
also. If you want to take kids,
Yeah.
I've taken mine, and they've always had fun. Um, so yeah, so they've liked it. I know that their specialty match for that is they'll have like little contracts uh hanging from the roof, and I believe four wrestlers try to reach them. Three of them are guaranteed championship uh opportunities, and one of them is just, I guess, like a lump of coal. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
very entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So it's
Yeah.
like
I mean,
the feast
I've been to a
or
few of the
whatever the
shows.
hell that was called in TNA, the feast, or what the hell was that
Kind of
called?
kind of
Where
like
there
the
was like three.
feast. Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
the feast or fired match, except no one's getting a pink slip or a briefcase. These are just little contracts wrapped
Like
in
stockings or
Christmas
something like
wrapping. Yeah,
Oh,
Christmas
okay.
wrapping. Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah, she can tell you about the independent wrestling business and the headaches that comes with running it. And God, I can't imagine the headaches that she's gone through having being the actual promoter. I can tell you about my headaches, but Jesus.
Yeah. I
Cool,
mean.
man.
And she's still going, they like you said, they live in Florida now, but they're I guess their home or whatever is down here as well, right? So they do make the trips, her and her family, they do make the trips down here to have those shows. And they weren't here that long ago, actually. I think it was just like a couple months back also where they were here.
Yeah, they last time they were here, they were back in August. They had two shows. They had a Saturday show, which was a free show, Lucha Libros,
Yeah.
and then they had a show the following night, which was Sunday. I think it was called Journey to the Gold or Path to the Gold. I'm not too sure. But I know that they did have two shows back to back that weekend, and then they were gonna head back home to Florida. But it was great seeing them that weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looks like we do have a chat here. Gene mentioning that WWE is going to be headed towards his side of the spectrum here. So me and Jaime actually got to enjoy a WWE show this past weekend. Was it on Saturday, right? I think, right?
Yeah,
we got to,
it was Saturday. It
yeah,
was
so go ahead. I'm
it
sorry.
was WWE. Sorry, it was WWE's Saturday night's main event.
Saturday night main event. Yes.
Tour. We got to see LA Knight in competition against Solo Sikoa in a Texas street fight. We got to see the LWO, which consisted of Santos Escobar, Carlito, and I believe
I forget the other guys' names. They're a tag team though. Yeah, and then we had like Bobby Lashley with the new Hurt Business, I guess, right?
With the Street Profits.
Yeah, Street Profits. Yeah.
We got to see the hometown girl Raquel
Rodriguez, or I think her real name is Victoria or something like that. Or
yeah,
I mean, she used to go by what was her NXT name? She used to go by
her NXT name was Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah, I think so.
But then they changed it to Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So she took on Bailey, and
that was actually a pretty good match, dude. Bailey was taking a lot of bumps for us, man. That was pretty crazy, man.
Not only that, I mean, just a pop for Raquel to come out. It was loud. It was like a rock concert type of
I think it was the first time they actually had brought her down since she's been on the main roster. That's why.
Yes.
And again, like she's literally from Mill. She's literally from a town that's like not even like 30 minutes down the road. So it was pretty big for her because she's in her like hometown area. So I thought it was good. I think we had the stadium filled almost 6,000 people, right? It was about 5,800 people that I saw the numbers on as far as that goes, which I think the capacity for it is like close to 8 or 9,000, I believe. So, but Yeah.
I think it's like 9,700 because I used to work there as security, so I think it is about like 9,700.
Yeah, I would say probably when they had the Bad Bunny concert, it was like a packed fucking house. But you know, for it being like a kind of like a no, like I guess there was not really any like major like matches on the card as far as the and talent. Also, I wouldn't consider the talent on the card like top tier, right? I mean, we did get a few, like we got a Charlotte Flair, we got Io Sky, we got you know. Who else was in that match? Then
Oscar.
Oscar was here, right? That was a pretty good triple threat match, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a paper to me. That match and the match between Butch and Karrion Kross, those two were pay-per-view quality
that
matches.
one actually, the Karrion Kross match, I thought it was going to be kind of a throwaway short match with Butch, but no, it was actually pretty entertaining. Scarlett, his Karrion Kross's wife, was actually, you know, she was entertaining the crowd with her screams and everything like that. So I thought that was fun. Yeah. So So again, it wasn't
the show. If I would have booked the show, I would have had Raquel flip everyone off. I said, "Fuck this town." Oh, I'm kidding.
Right. I mean, maybe next time she comes, she'll be on the heel side. So you never know. But it was fun.
Did you have an ovation? We have B-Tech Mike here.
No, I don't think anyone. Anyone was calling me out or anything like that. Back in the day when I would do my podcast though, and we would like stream on like Facebook, we would do Facebook Lives. We would get every now and then I would run into people and they'd be like, "Hey, you're Mike from Armbar." They would recognize me. So I wouldn't say like famous or anything like that, but people have recognized me just from doing podcasting and stuff like that. So there's that. Can't complain about that.
Like me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, technically, I met Jaime through podcasting. He was just kind of like a fan. I think we met like at Comic-Con one year, I think, right?
It was kind of.
I think it was Comic-Con. Oh, it was the fan weekend, right? I think
it was Fan Fest weekend, and that weekend,
they had Rey Mysterio.
Was gonna,
they had Rey Mysterio there, so I got to meet Rey Mysterio that day also. So that was pretty cool. I was walking around with the big gold belt when I actually still had my hands on it. So fun times. I can't believe that was a long time ago already. Also, I think that was like 7 years ago already, probably.
I think from that, Mysterio. Hope I do one day.
He's a great guy. Honestly, he is very humble. He doesn't talk bad about anybody. He gives his opinions and whatnot. I know that he would talk about Will Ospreay and Ricochet and so he would talk about them before they became big,
before they were big, but this is when Ricochet was like in Lucha Underground and all that, stuff like that. Prince Puma. Yep. So I mean, a lot of people came from Lucha Underground, guys like Swerve and Santos Escobar.
Shirai was there.
Yeah.
Io
Shirai. We also have, I think, Thunder Rosa actually was debuted in Lucha Underground also. So that would be cool if they ever brought that back, but I don't think so. I heard there was like a big deal about like what happened with Lucha Underground. So I don't even think they air the reruns anymore. I think back in the day you could watch it like on Netflix or on the El Rey network, but now it's like they don't even.
And you can thank AAA for that.
Right. Thank you, AAA.
Dude, look, I respect AAA's legacy. Shout out to Conan, but he'll tell you that there's been times that they've been incredibly difficult to deal with.
Oh, I'm sure.
Incredibly. My friend Matt Robles, the MK Bandit, he's a big indie guy on the West Coast, has told me some nightmares about dealing with AAA that, I don't know if you want me to go into it. But
it's up to you, boss. We're here. If not, I can jump into the next topic as well. We kind of just got sidetracked with the WWE show that me and Jaime
we'll save it for another episode. We'll save it for
another episode.
Pal. That's fine. All right. So, and you might have to elaborate on this next one, Mill Hustles, because I don't know the comments that you're talking about here, but Thunder Rosa on LA Knight versus Roman Reigns, plus our thoughts, of course, right? So that'll be coming up at Crown Jewel or whatever the next Saudi Arabia show is. I forget the names of these.
Yeah, events. It's Crown Jewel.
Night of Champions, whatever. Crown Jewel.
Look, I don't know a lot about Thunder Rosa. I've seen her once or twice.
Yeah.
But she made some comments about LA Knight and Roman Reigns match. And honestly, bro, she kind of there's a difference between a wrestling fan and a mark. And she kind of came off like a mark in these comments, that's fine. But dude, it's like, and she's also criticized certain things. It's like, I don't get it. Like, why are you saying these things? You got to look it up. It's pretty long, and I actually forgot a lot of the shit I was gonna say because I forgot that was part of the subject.
Sorry, it's there. Yeah,
but yeah, like look it up. It's on Busted Open Radio. But shout out to her. I mean, her opinion is absolutely valid, especially in the business. But it's just really weird, the conversation she had. So it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, so I can't really comment on what she said because I don't know what she said, right? So, my thoughts on LA Knight versus Reigns is I think it's better to get it out of the way now than later, right? Because I think right now he's still kind of hot, right? So if you put him up against a guy like Roman Reigns, who obviously is probably still going to hold the title until after WrestleMania next year. At least that's what dirt sheets are saying. Again, I don't know if that's going to be true or not, right? We'll see when it happens. It happens.
It's too soon.
It's too soon, obviously, right? Even though he's been champion for almost 4 years already, right?
Yeah,
but as far as LA Knight, as far as his buildup goes, I think it's too soon for him. I think he kind of needs to be humbled a little bit, right? Saying like especially against a top guy like Roman Reigns, because I mean, you had to hear the pop that at the show that we were at, what the LA Knight got. He was the main event, and people were they were cheering, they were screaming, they were yeah, every little move that they did, which that's good. You want to. I think you should have that It's gonna get annoying. It's gonna be like the whole Seth Rollins song, or it's gonna be like the Yes Movement, where every time Daniel Bryan or the What's, it's gonna be like that, right? I think that's the type of character LA Knight is going to be portrayed as now. I think it's going to be more that than his actual wrestling, because from my perspective, watching him over the last year, I'm still not like sold on his capabilities in the ring. I know he's been wrestling a really long time, right? But I don't know, like his style, it's just not entertaining to me. I don't really. It's kind of like watching John Cena wrestle, I guess, but he's got a little bit more, I guess. Little more moves in his arsenal, but at the end of the day, like I'm not like wowed, I could watch guys like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, right? But I don't know, they've been established for years already. That's why. So it's gonna take me more time to kind of be more invested into a guy like LA Knight. I don't know what I mean. Again, what were you gonna say on that, fellas? I think Miller, you had your thoughts on that.
Yeah, like they, first of all, it's cool he's doing the house shows. He doesn't need to be on TV every single week.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing. Or having preliminary matches as often as he is. We need to. First off, the chase is what's going to get him over. And the longer he chases the title, the more over he's going to get. And WWE has booked themselves into a corner with Roman. And I agree. If LA loses, regardless of how he loses, it's gonna be like, okay, who's next? But like I said, they need to wait. From a business standpoint, they need to wait to pull the trigger on him winning the title.
Yeah, I think they should kind of really try to establish him as like, a more of a mid-card guy right now, whether it be like him hunting for the U.S. championship or, even throwing himself like in one of those, strange bedfellow tag teams where, they just kind of match him up, just to kind of continue to get him over with the crowd. I would love to see him, like, because I know KO recently transitioned over to SmackDown, right? So I would love to see him do some work with Kevin Owens as well.
Yeah, turn KO heel. Have a couple month program.
Yeah.
But
I think so,
keep him away from Roman. Now we can't turn him away now. It's they've already said it's going to happen.
Very true. Plus,
that's the thing with Vince McMahon gone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If Vince was there, Vince is there, but if Vince still had the creative power, if I was Vince, hey pal, well, this is too soon, pal.
Yeah, he might not be getting the spotlight like he is right now if Vince was actually still in charge. So who knows?
Yeah, they made Roman chase the title for the longest time, and they would pull back because it was pissing people off,
Yeah, and then when they finally did give him the title, they booed the shit out of him. So it's like, hopefully, it's not one of those scenarios. Jaime, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? But
I mean, honestly, it's a bit conflicting. Like, yes, I understand. where you guys are coming from. Best scenario that I can think of this is when Ryback went after the WWE Championship against CM Punk at Hell in a Cell. People would say, hey, he should have won the title that match, but he got screwed over. And he never won a championship. My thing is, yes, bedfellow tag matches are interesting, but at the same time, you don't want to look too complacent in tag matches, because if you look complacent in tag matches, guess where they're going to stick you? Tag matches, and you're going to be stuck there. And we've seen it in the past, with main event caliber guys. For example, like Dolph Ziggler, he's had multiple tag team partners, and they rarely gave him championship opportunities. They just gave him, mid card titles, which is nothing wrong with that. Another thing that I can think of also is, like, I want to say back in early 2003 when John Cena would go after Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. That's the way I can best describe it, as yes, it's best to kind of get it out of the way, try to find a feel for it, and maybe revisit it again later and actually give him a championship match in which he could actually win. Again, that's the way I kind of see it. But I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
No, thank you for chiming in on that. I mean, we all have to, I'm glad that's why we brought you in here. I wanted to hear different opinions, especially on all these topics, right? But anyways, I wanted to make mention, and I do apologize, this is kind of off topic here, but one of our podcast buddies, Tito, which I did message to see if we can get in the chat here, and I don't know if you've heard from him, Mill Hustles. Apparently he's been in the hospital since like Monday, so I'm wishing him I'm wishing him health, right? That he gets better from whatever's going on. I don't know exactly what's going on. He just said, I've been in the hospital since Monday. So hopefully everything's going good with him. Mill, I don't know if you have his contact info, but hopefully.
Yeah, I wish him well. I wish him well, man.
If you're watching this, Tito, if you watch the replay on this, man, again, we wish you well. I hope everything's going good. There's a lot of stuff that happens in life, right? You have your ups and downs, right? Again, I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I know he struggles with, his health issues just like we all do. So again, hopefully you're doing good, buddy. I again, praying for you and your family. Hopefully everything's good, boss. So yes, going on from there though, let's see. We have a few more topics, to kind of get into. Actually, we have kind of a lot more topics. Damn, we might have to skim through some of these. So the next one is Jim Cornette's heat with AEW, the origin, and why I agree with Jim. So this one belongs to you, Mr. Mill Hustles.
Shout out to Jimmy. I've interacted with him many, many, many times.
I love watching his podcast, by the way. Yeah, I've been watching a lot more of his. He posts his podcasts, or at least clips of his podcast on YouTube, and I've been watching a lot of them. So
oh yeah,
fun.
Shit, I'm subbed. I got the bell rang and everything. Like, oh shit, what did Jimmy say?
You better smash that like button.
Every time something crazy happens in the world of wrestling, it's like, what's Jim gonna say about it?
Yeah, it's just so entertaining. I love it, honestly. Also.
Nah, but I get him, man, because unfortunately, AEW is full of a bunch of fucking clowns, a bunch of wrestlers that are not ready for TV.
Yeah,
and why he's not there is because he was good. Like, TK was obviously wanted to hire him, but because of the people that are there that founded it, he's like, no. If the Bucks and Twinkle Toes, as he calls them, are going to be there, I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's like he keeps getting called out for it, but it's like, he's like very conservative about wrestling, and I get it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with everything he says, but I agree with a lot of the stuff he says about AEW.
Same. Yeah. Yeah, no, like, recently, and just to kind of give an example, right, he was talking about the PWA top 250 for the female wrestlers, right? They don't do a 500, they do a 250, right? He was so shocked that like Charlotte Flair didn't make the top 10. I think Charlotte Flair made like 20 or 21 on the list, and he's like, who the fuck are all these made up names that are on the list? Because he's like, I don't know any goddamn one of them. Like, for the exception of a few, right? You have a few like AEW talents on the list, maybe like one or two WWE talents that made the list, but most of them are like no names that are either like wrestling in Japan or Impact Wrestling, or, Ring of Honor or whatever. You know what I mean? But again, he's like, how the hell did these girls make the top list? They're not even on TV. Like, just like that, right? They're not making money. They're not generating money. You know what I mean?
I disagree with him on that part because
Yeah.
the PWI list has always had girls that weren't on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, wrestlers, period.
Yeah,
and,
it's the same
if
thing.
you've worked with any of them, you'll recognize a name or two on there, and they'll brag about it on their social media, like, "Oh, I'm on the PWI. I'm ranked at number 372 or whatever." But I don't know a lot of them either, dude. I don't know a lot of the male wrestlers on that list. I'm like, who the hell are these people, bro? When back in the day, and I know I sound like an old head, but during the Monday Night Wars or even the Ruthless Aggression era, you put somebody's name on there, even if they weren't in the big two. That's like, I know who these people are. And then there was times where it's like they didn't even fucking get ranked.
It's crazy. I mean, I haven't. It is what it is, though. Like, I can't agree or I can't disagree with him. But seeing some of those names on that list, also, I was just like, who is this? You know what I mean? I'm trying to look up the list right now and see who are actually on the list. I guess I'll go ahead and share with you guys really quick, just the top 10, and we'll see if you guys recognize any of the names while we're here. Hold on, let me see if I can get this on the screen here so that we all can kind of look at it. Background, extra camera, video storage. Hold on, what the hell am I doing here? So I'm using this weird ass software, Restream. Your favorite
streaming.
So obviously, number one got the list is Mommy, right? Rhea Ripley. I think we all get that she's going to be on top, and she's always on top, like she said, right? So there's Mommy on the list. Hold on, I got to get rid of all these fucking ads that Bleacher Report's giving me. Number two is Stardom or Julia, I guess.
Julia,
that's what she goes.
She wrestles for Stardom and New.
Is she Japanese?
Yeah, she wrestles for New Japan Pro. She's currently the New Japan Strong Women's Champion.
Wait a minute. When did New Japan start having women wrestle?
Recently.
I want to say it was either this past Wrestle Kingdom or last Wrestle Kingdom. They started. Yeah,
it was this year's Wrestle Kingdom, because I believe like they announced the female championship, and I think that's Mercedes was the one that was or was it Mercedes or was it somebody else that was the inaugural champion? I don't remember.
Mercedes Moné, yeah, she was the inaugural champion.
Okay,
and then she competed for the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, but she got injured, so they gave it to Willow.
She kind of made an audible in that match. I remember that one because she got injured during the match.
Where was Sasha? Where was she ranked?
I don't even know if she's on this list, but we'll find out. So number 3, Bianca Belair, which is, I think that that's justified considering what she's done over the last couple of years. Jamie Hayter, number 4 in AEW, considering she's been injured for like the last 3 or 4 months. She's been out since even before All In. Tam Nakano from Stardom. Athena, ROH, right? Even though she's hardly on television, I'm actually that I would agree there. I think I'm a fan of Athena. We got Deonna Purrazzo, number 7. Willow Nightingale, number 8. Camille, NWA.
Camille, yeah. She was the longest reigning NWA Women's Champion.
Okay, there you go. And then you have
Camille.
I have no clue. Camille, I don't know. I don't know who that is. You're asking the wrong person, sir.
So I'm on a website and I'm using the find page feature.
Yeah.
Like when you type in a word and it looks for it or whatever, and I don't see her name on there. What kind of fucking list is this?
Exactly. That's what Jim Cornette was saying. He doesn't know half the
How do you not have Mercedes Moné on there, bro? That girl's a star.
She hasn't been on TV like all years. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that was the top 10. I don't have the full.
Yeah, mind you, that's top 10. I believe you have to buy the whole magazine.
What is the criteria? What the hell? What is the criteria for this? Is it who sold tickets? Is it who had the best matches? Is it who's the prettiest?
to my knowledge, I know that they started from June of last year up until this year, I believe.
She's
That's
in
my
charge of the list.
I think they try to use the same concept as the men's uh top 500, but except theirs is like Mike said, shorter by half the size. But I believe that's a criteria that they do it from June to June every year.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe for next year it's gonna probably change. They might add uh Soraya or Tony Storm. Who knows?
I think Tony Storm was in the top 20. I think she was like number 14. I'm trying to find like the whole freaking list. Here we go. Maybe Sportskeeda can hook it up, right? Let's see. Oh God, come on! I have ad block poppers on. Okay, I'm just gonna disable it for the stupid website. Really quick, this page. Let's go ahead and refresh. Here we go. Okay, so exit out there. So let's see. I do remember seeing. Okay, what the hell, dude? That's why I hate going to these websites because they're just full of ads. Can't even find the top list. You're just seeing a bunch of random ads. They have to write a whole freaking article before they actually give the list. Okay, I give up. It's better to just go watch Jim Cornette's video
Podcast.
Yeah, which was hilarious, by the way. You go back and if you guys haven't listened to it, go back and listen to it. Okay, let's try this one. Maybe this one has it. Maybe it'll have that. Oh, here we go. We got a bigger list here. So again,
that's where I'm on.
So here we go. Number 11, Asuka, right? 12 was Tony Storm. Masha Slamovich, which I know Jim Cornette was like, who the hell is that? He keeps asking who that is. He's like, I keep hearing her name, but I don't know who she is.
She used to compete in I believe in AEW.
She's in Impact Wrestling, no, right now.
I think so, yeah.
She's I think she had a few dark matches on AEW Dark. I actually got to see her wrestle live. She got to fight against Thunder Rosa when she came down for one of our local shows with TWL. We have Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez, Kairi, Miyu Yamashita, Chris Statlander, Mizuki, Seiya Kamiti. Again, Charlotte Flair was number 21, which is a shocker to me, honestly. Ronda Rousey, number 22. Trinity Fatu, I guess that's Jimmy Uso's wife. Io Sky, number 24. Tiffany Stratton, number 25. Taya Valkyrie, number 26. Mickey James, 27. Hikaru Shida, who is the current AEW Women's Champion, number 28. Becky Lynch, who I feel should be a lot higher on the list, even though I'm not really that big of a fan of Becky Lynch. I do believe she's gotten a lot of TV time this year. She's been in a lot of decent feuds. Yeah, maybe too much, but that's just what they're doing with her, right? So right now, she did lose the NXT Women's title on Tuesday night, though.
We can if they're drawing money, our fucking opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yep. Yeah. So let's see, just a few notable names on here, like that ones that we recognize: Britt Baker, number 36, AEW; Liv Morgan, number 38 from WWE; Bayley, number 41. Let's see, we have. Let me see. I could have swore I saw a name. Billy Starks, that's WWE right there. She's number 56, right? I'm surprised I haven't seen Trish Stratus on here, even though she's technically retired, right? She was kind of, had been running around with the last couple months prior to that last event that they were in.
Let me correct you a bit. Billy Starks is with AEW, not WWE.
Oh yeah, no, I'm thinking about Zoe Starks. No.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about Zoe Starks.
Starks.
Yeah, Zoe Starks is WWE, but she was running around with Trish, and now she's not really doing anything now that she's gone. Indy Hartwell, number 46, which she hasn't even been on TV since her call up, so I don't, and really I wasn't paying attention to what she was doing in NXT, so I really don't know what's going on there. Mercedes Martinez, I don't see Mercedes Moné on the list though. Let's see, Ruby Soho, number 72.
Yeah, but Zoe should have been higher up, man.
Yeah, Zoe, I think she should have been a little bit higher
nice
up.
Lady. Teresa, real name's Teresa.
Yeah,
I've spoken to her once or twice. Very, very good talent. They're not using her right.
We have Zelina Vega at number 102, Natalia at number 101. And again, I'm just spilling off names I recognize. I'm not going to name the names that I don't recognize. So let's see. Nyla Rose at 113. Let's see, Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose.
AEW, yeah. Or he wrestles straight. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to get canceled here. So let's see, Madison Rain. I believe she's former Impact. I think right, and current she's like a coach in AEW now. I believe she's not really wrestling, but she made the top 250. She's number 137. Piper Niven, that's WWE. She ranked out at 142. Okay, hold on. No, that's Gigi Ray. Chelsea Green, 150. Wow.
But you know who Piper Niven reminds me of?
Who?
Rhonda Singh, except she's a lot more athletic. Well, the thing about Rhonda is like she kept wrestling long after, her prime. But look her up. She used to go by Bertha Faye.
Interesting. So yeah, nothing there. I haven't seen Soraya on the list though at all, or maybe I passed her. Maybe she was in like the top 50. I think. I don't know. There's not really. I'm already in the 200s, and I'm not really seeing any other names that I'm recognizing. Again, a lot of these are going to be like Stardom or MLW or these other promotions that are out there that a lot of people just aren't paying attention to as well. Let's see, Mia Friday. Let's see, Michin. I recognize that one, Michin.
They do pay attention, but it's not mainstream type of promotions like AEW or Impact or.
Whoa, hello. Can you hear us? You still there, Jaime? Uh-oh. He like faded out. Did you hear that? It was like a nasty echo. Well, anyways, let me know if you're having issues, Jaime, or send me a DM if you want me to remove you from the live really quick. Testing. But yeah, that's going to be the list as far as that goes. I didn't see Mercedes Moné on there at all. If she's such a big draw and moneymaker, like everyone says she is, I don't see her in the top 250. I don't even see her in the top 10. So, but I guess that might change for next year's list. We never know. When she gets off injury and starts making more of a TV appearances. I mean, it's gonna be obvious that she's going to AEW. Like once, I don't know what her contractual obligations are with New Japan, right? I don't know if she's just a free agent working for the company or what, but for now we'll leave it like that. Jaime, are you still there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, making sure, boss. Okay, because you echoed out and then you kind of just like disappeared for a little bit. So
yeah, I don't know, something happened with the audio and okay. I thought you guys went off the air, but no, I double checked it. It's good.
All right. So next point of topic is Vince being removed from creative. Finally. So again, this is Mill Hustle's list. So what? Again, I don't really care or have an opinion on that. I don't know if you guys have anything for that though.
No, I want to get your thoughts. I think it's cool.
Oh, okay. I guess I think a lot of
I mean,
wrestling,
if it makes the show more watchable.
I guess so, right? I should have put Vince on the cover of this.
Vince's best years, creative-wise, were long behind him.
Yeah, we all know that. We all know that it's been kind of, he was past his prime, I believe, since.
Triple H running the, being at the helm now, he has some really big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
I know the last 10, 15 years have been pretty but he has a lot of he's got a big hill to climb. He's gonna as soon as he starts putting out crap, which I hope he doesn't, which I hope he keeps his writers in line. Wrestling fans will be like, "Oh, it was better when Vince was there."
Yeah, I think we're still going to hear that even until, even when Vince dies and after he dies, when people are going to be like, oh, it was such a much better book show when Vince was there and blah, blah, blah. For me personally, I like the current product, right? I think in some way, as long as Vince is the majority holder, at least for the WWE side of things and TKO, right? He's always gonna have that last, nail in the coffin.
Honestly,
when it comes to decisions.
I think that he just said that. The guy, the CEO, the TKO guy, he just said that in order to give people hope, the wrestling fans.
Yeah.
But I just don't believe him. I'm sorry. I just don't believe him.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. Like I still feel that Vince is still in charge in some aspect, right? He may not be there at the shows physically, right? But the guy's probably on Skype or whatever Zoom softwares they're using nowadays to communicate with Triple H. Nope, that's not going to happen. You better change this right now. You know what I mean? Like, right?
And I'm
not
pretty
on
sure
my
that
watch.
I wouldn't be surprised if Triple H said, "Hey, Vince." I mean, it's normal for bookers to call people and say, "Hey, I need a finish for this," or "Hey, where do we go with this?" It's normal.
Yeah.
Hell, they did it with Dusty Rhodes when he was in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one time, I can't remember who said it. I think it was Dutch Mantel. He said, "Hey, we need a finish for this match," and Vince said, "Well, call Dusty." And he said, "Well, he's in TNA," and Vince was like, "So."
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting somebody's opinion on something, right? Or thoughts, on stuff like that, especially with people with knowledge in the business for that long. I think there's nothing wrong with that at all. But again, we'll see what happens. We'll see how the next couple of major live events play out. Right now that Vince is no longer a part of that creative crew, like everyone's announcing or publicly saying. I don't believe it though. I think he's going to still be a part of creative decisions to some certain degree. Maybe it's not going to be out in the air. Obviously, it's going to be small decisions here and there, possibly. But I think they're going to be the big ones. Like Roman Reigns winning or losing the championship, or maintaining the championship until WrestleMania next year. Little things like that. I think that's what we're going to see. We'll really know if Vince is still in charge after WrestleMania next year. Is all I'm going to say. Especially in that main event. I don't know, Jaime.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was kind of shocked to have read that they didn't really want Vince in power, more creative wise.
Yeah.
I really can't complain about anything about WWE in regards to creative because yes, in the past they've had their hit or misses. It getting better. I've seen it get better slowly and surely. Longevity wise, I mean, go back and watch the pay-per-views. Most of their matches are more than 10 minutes. Whereas before they would last sometimes anywhere between 5 to 9 minutes, 9.5 minutes,
or shorter.
Sometimes, yeah, or shorter. Or sometimes, if they really want to give the fans a proper match every now and then, they throw us a bone with a long match. So creative wise, I think it's getting better, but like y'all said, we'll just have to wait and see, if Vince is really gone, and how the show will continue. I mean, Triple H, he's doing his best, trying to run both Raw and SmackDown, and also NXT in the creative side, and from it getting stale, I guess, like he's trying to do different fresh matches. He's trying to incorporate stuff that we've never seen, or wrestlers that probably haven't had a chance to have that TV exposure, or big crowd or audience exposure. So those are like little things that I feel should continue and will continue to expand. As Triple H is within the creative realms, per se.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we have been seeing that over the past couple of weeks, especially the last couple of weeks. You've been really seeing like more talents on Raw or SmackDown. You're just really not used to seeing female talents like Tegan Nox. Again, Piper Niven making her return and being the women's tag champion with Chelsea Green. I feel like I'm seeing more female talent exposure than the male talent, right? But of course, I feel like the male talent is also a little more established when it comes to some of their guys, right? But you have guys like Johnny Gargano returning on Raw and finally kind of putting together something with Tommaso Ciampa, trying to put some sort of storyline together there. I don't know exactly what they're doing with that. Guys like Chad Gable, getting a lot more exposure, which I knew I knew that guy was going to be a star, like even when he was in NXT, watching him, back when they were doing, I think it was the American Alpha or something like that.
Yeah.
With him and Jason Jordan, aka Kurt Angle's son, who now he's not wrestling anymore because he had a career-ending injury, I believe. So he's been producing backstage, right? And for a guy that young to be doing that already the last couple of years, I think that says something that WWE's certainly going in different directions with stuff like that as well, not just keeping the same old Bruce Pritchards or Michael Hayes, continuing, because those guys they got to retire eventually, right? Somebody's got to take over, right? So them bringing in guys like Adam Pearce and even Nick Atalis on the SmackDown side, which that'll be interesting leading up to Survivor Series as well. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Are we going to have a War Games match? Is it just going to be your basic 5 versus 5 Survivor Series matchup? We'll see how that goes. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting. Mill, are you still there? Are you still awake?
I am here.
Okay, boss, just making sure. So next point of topic, right? So we're moving on from the Vince was removed from creative. So Edge versus Ricky Starks promo, and this one was already probably a couple weeks back already.
It was about 2 weeks ago, more or less. Yeah.
Still relevant, yeah.
What did you think about that?
I mean, in some ways, I think it was on. I think Edge or Adam Copeland was in the right to kind of knock on Starks, during the promo, right? I think there was some heated stuff backstage about Starks making comments that weren't like technically supposed to be in the promo to begin with. So there's that. I don't, again, I can't tell you, right? I don't work behind the scenes. I can't. I thought it was interesting. It was one of those deals where it felt like it got a little real for a quick second. And then, they had to tone it down.
But I mean, you also have to think about it too. AEW's been doing those types of promos since its inception. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at the whole MJF rant last year. He pretty much took a live mic and just went off. Did a live pipe bomb, started calling out TK and
he quit on air. He quit on the air, guys.
So pretty much
the air thing. Very few times that's actually come true. But yeah, what I like about this Copeland / Starks thing is, this is what wrestling is missing. You don't know if they were shooting or they were working.
Yeah,
that's what made wrestling great back then.
Yeah,
that's literally all I have to say about that.
It pretty much goes to that blurred line. I mean, also looking back, look at Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins when they did the split screen interview. Yeah. After that, Seth pretty much said, "Hey, this is why your wife and kids left you," and pretty much called him a bitch and all that.
Yep.
So that again, that blurs the line between reality and TV. So you never know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where that goes, right? Like if you guys watch Dynamite, I think Sting ran into Copeland backstage, right, and he kind of got on his face saying like, yeah, you need to fucking, get a reality. Like he was basically saying you need a fucking reality check. You know what I mean? And he needs to fucking like open his fucking eyes also. You know what I mean? So I thought that was interesting because I was like, oh, Edge and Sting, they're going to have a nice little conversation back here, but nope. Sting got in his face and, he kind of gave it to him also. So I was like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, about that little whatever shoot or work, like you said. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll see where how that continues to develop. Ricky Starks and Big Bill are the AEW tag champions right now, currently. So I don't know if that's going to, lead Adam Copeland into finding maybe a tag team partner, and going, in that direction at least, while he gets his feet wet in AEW, or just going the singles route and just working with the young talent.
Who is Big Bill?
Big Bill is he used to go by Big Cass when he was in WWE.
Oh, Big Cass. Okay, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Big Cass. Yeah. So he was Enzo's former partner, But now he goes by Big Bill, but he's gone by like 2 or 3 different names in AEW. So, but I think Big Bill is the most recent one. I don't remember his last one. It's just been Big Bill for a while.
It was I think it's Will Morrissey or something like that.
Yeah, it was something Will Moore. Or what was that again?
Morrissey.
Yeah, it was a weird ass name
for a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's I think they brought that name over. I think, and then they just.
I wish he would have. And this is just as a wrestling fan. I wish he would have stuck with the name Kaz XL, which he started using on the Indies. That was a cool name.
I mean, you never know, but I mean, maybe they'll decide to use it later on. But anyways, we'll see it where that specific, I guess storyline goes. I don't know. Edge really wasn't used on Dynamite this week. I think he's probably set to make an appearance on Collision again. But it's like, how many times can you have Edge there just doing backstage segments? We want to see the guy, wrestle a little more. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Next one is the CJ Perry says Raw costed what? $100,000 per minute.
Yeah.
Raw costed $100,000 per minute. This is news to me.
Yeah, what? She said that when she was there. I don't know if she heard wrong, but I've never heard of a wrestling show being that expensive. 3 hours, 180 minutes. Let me do the math.
Yeah, that's a lot. Not including commercial time as well.
Their sponsors. Going back to
$18 million to make an episode of Raw.
18 million? I don't think so.
It is not that expensive. I've heard it's like $1 million, $1.5 million, but not 18 million.
Yeah. 1 second, fellas.
That would be ridiculous.
But then again, you also have to kind of count and take into consideration, I guess, like the stage, whether or not these fireworks and all these other things. I don't know.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, what did I miss?
Not much.
Oh, nothing? Okay, so we were talking about CJ Perry talking about how much Raw costs to produce. Again, 100,000 a minute. I don't think so. Maybe 10,000 a minute or 1,000 a minute, maybe, but not 100 or not whatever she's saying. 100,000 a minute. I think that's fucking ridiculous.
No, I've heard Raw costs $1 to $2 million on episodes. SmackDown as well, but $18 million. Jesus Christ, no, she must have heard it wrong.
Probably.
Yeah, so CJ Perry going crazy, not really paying attention too much what she's trying to do in AEW right now, especially with her. I guess she's trying to bring back like the managerial role.
Was she taking a selfie when they told her that?
Probably. it might have been an episode of Total Divas or something like that. Like I don't have anything against TK signing her, right? I thought really. I guess she was going to do something with her husband, and I guess that's not working out. Miro is kind of leaning in the other direction, so she's kind of going her own way now. She's trying to but I watched her interview with I don't remember if it was Chris Van Vliet, I believe, or somebody else, but she was saying that she wants to be the greatest wrestling manager of all time.
It was with Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah, was it with Chris Van Vliet? Yeah, so I've been watching a few of his podcasts recently, and he interviewed her, and she was saying that she wants to be the greatest manager of all time, right? Because he asked her, do you want to get back into wrestling? Do you want to get back in the ring? And she was like, if there's a time it comes to it, okay. But it's like she wants to be known more for the managerial role. And I was just like, well, not that she was that great of a manager for her husband back in WWE. You know what I mean? It was more of like a gimmick thing, right? It is what it is. Rusev Crush.
You better study Jim Cornette and Bobby Heenan.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course,
and
right.
A bunch of others, Jimmy Hart,
yeah. I think there's so many others that I would put. She's not even in like the top 50 of wrestling managers, of all time. So it is what it is, though. Right now, of course, Paul Heyman being at the very top right now in his current role, but really, there's not a lot of them out there. There's a few of them out there. There's a few of them in AEW, right? Swerve's Click has one. I don't even really pay attention to that one. And then you have what's his name? Not the guy that is with Jeff Jarrett and Satnam Singh. Jay
Oh,
Lethal. Jay Lethal. Yeah, they have like a manager also, kind of, not really.
Sanjay Dutt.
Sanjay Dutt.
Sanjay. Yeah, so he's good though. Sanjay, I like him.
He's a great trainer.
I don't think he gets enough airtime though, or there's just really not like a lot of. I think Jay Lethal needs to be on the air more. But I think that guy does a great job. Who else? There's probably a few more that I'm leaving out, right? But really, WWE has kind of done away with managers. You don't really see a lot of that anymore. Just Paul Heyman really, and that's it. Now it's more of a faction. Now I feel like it's more like they're getting more into faction based themes again rather than having managers. But
well, you also still have your valets as well. If you think about it, like Maxine Dupree, you have.
But she's getting
Valhalla.
into wrestling now as well. So
true.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing to strive for. But she has a long ladder to climb to get to even close to that.
I mean, would you consider Valhalla one though? Because she doesn't ever say a word, and she's not even going out there with Ivar or whatever his name is.
Wait, who?
with the big dude from the Viking Raiders.
No, wait, who?
Valhalla. She used to go by.
I've never heard
Sarah
of
Logan.
Sarah Logan. Yeah, she's married to Raymond Rowe, I think.
Yeah.
Who is Raymond Rowe? I have no idea.
He's half of the Viking Raiders. He's some bald dude that's been in WWE for a few years. He's been tag team champion a couple of times. Nothing really too, crazy. On the Indies though, he was known as Raymond Rowe.
Oh,
Ray Rowe.
War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine. Yeah. So basically, formerly War Machine. Yes.
Aren't those the guys that had their names changed like 14 times in 1 week?
Exactly. So it's like no one's here. And like I think he brought his wife back, and she was fired initially. She was one of the releases that happened in 2020 with WWE, and then I guess they brought her back. So
yeah, so they had brought her back, but at the same time, she also had given birth to their. Yeah, I think she had a baby or two.
Yeah, so I don't remember if she got pregnant before or after the release, though. I think it was whatever. I think it was after she had gotten released, actually. And then they brought her back, and then she got knocked up, like you said. So this was before, like, Ruby Soho or Ruby Riott left WWE. I think this was like before all of that, though. So I think they have a little boy or girl. I think it's a little boy. Anyways, I completely lost track of what the heck we were talking about there. That's okay. We always do. 1,000 per minute. So we have a few more topics, and Jaime, I don't want to hold you if you need to go to bed. I know you got your kids and everything also.
I'm good.
Okay, so we got a few more. So same thing for you, Mill Hustles. I know you're on the East Coast, so definitely anytime you want to leave, let me know. Undertaker launches a Patreon page. This is a new one.
Yeah. Apparently
So
he launched a Patreon page and is basically giving whoever signs up like a behind the scenes look at his career and his personal life. I guess that's something I wouldn't mind signing up for.
From what I understand, that I think he's doing that because he's gonna do a podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Is he gonna start a podcast?
So I think it's gonna be more of like a behind the scenes, like Mill said, pretty much
like extras and stuff like that also.
Yeah, because I know that there's some podcasters out there that use Patreon, for a little bit extra content.
Like I know Thunder Rosa does it. I was actually subscribed to her Patreon for a little bit. It was like $5 a month, but I was like, okay, whatever. She would post like video content that she wasn't posting on like YouTube as well. So I'm sure there's a few others that are probably doing that. That's interesting though that WWE's allowing that though, because technically he's still contracted by WWE. I was hearing that they, even though he's technically retired, that they still have him under contract for like 15 years so that he won't sign with another company.
The Undertaker, like, there's shit that he can do that nobody else can, bro.
True. Yeah.
So I don't.
But at the same time, at the same time, you also have to think about it too. The contracts are a little more different than they were, pre or during the pandemic. Because I remember, they had said, you know what, you can't be doing Twitch streams, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that, Yeah. So I think they kind of revamped it a little bit, to a point where they're giving some of the wrestlers liberty to be able to do whatever they can.
Mm-hmm.
So that's again, that's what I think in regards to the contract. But who knows?
True. So I guess we'll see what happens there. I don't really have any thoughts on that. Cool. Like if he is going to be interacting with fans, right? Because I know you can personally message the person on Patreon. Now, of course, like when you have 5,000, like thousands of people following you on a social media app like that, even though they're paying for the app, you're not going to reply to every single fucking one of them. That's for sure.
No.
Like some of them are higher tiered, right? Because I know Thunder Rosa like had a higher tiered where like if you pay this much, you have like priority when it comes to like responses and this and that, right? But I guess we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Like I know he's still touring, his comedy tour or whatever you want to call it. I guess now that you're starting to see him doing like his Dead Man Walking, comedy stuff, or like I guess it's just stand up, right? He's doing stand up. Every time WWE does like some sort of major event, he's there. Like I believe he's usually there. So. And I know this is something that we forgot to talk about earlier. I know that you said you were going to shit on it, Mill Hustles. If you're still there, yeah.
Yep.
But Jeff Jarrett has had more matches in AEW this year than Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, and Hangman Page and MJF combined. Come on, I know you were thinking about that one for a while.
Oh my God.
It's building up for him.
He's building up.
He's a solid, like I mentioned in our conversation. He's a solid hand. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a good trainer. He knows the business. He's been in the business literally all his life. His grandmother was a promoter. Shout out to his grandmother because she's who broke the king, Jim Cornette, into the business. So respect to her forever.
Great.
But it kind of shows, man. It's like you're gonna be like it's kind of it's weird in the wrestling business because if you're on TV every single week like that in matches that mean little to nothing, it just shows you either the promotion might like you, but dude, has he ever really even been over?
Not really, no. I mean, from the matches that I've seen with him, especially, he's been more on Collision lately than any other, I guess, AEW live show, right? There really hasn't been anything that has been like, high profile or anything like that. But, he still ends up in, pay-per-view events, along with this, even though they're like, lower card matches, right? I think it's kind of crazy how he's still relevant as far as wrestling goes. I mean, obviously Jeff Jarrett's going to be relevant, right? Because he's been in the business for so long. I don't think anyone's going to have him on their Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, right? When it comes to that type of list or anything like that. But, I remember watching him as a kid. The guy was, I hear the Nintendo Switch or something like that. So anyways, you're about to turn on AEW Fight Forever, aren't you? No one fucking plays that. No one fucking plays that game, dude.
Have you tried that game?
I have not. I'm not going to waste money on it. Maybe when it's like $5 on the eShop or something, I'll buy it.
See, I wanted to try it because it has the engine of No Mercy.
I heard that they had the Switch versions on clearance at GameStop. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyways, going back to Jeff Jarrett, I think it's interesting that he's still kind of relevant, and it's not like I mean, he's polished. The guy can still go in the ring for what it is for his age. How old is he? Like he's almost 60 years old, probably. He's in his late 50s already.
Yeah, something like that.
I was gonna say I know he's older than Rob Van Dam because I know RVD is like in his early 50s already, which doesn't even look like Rob Van Dam is in his early 50s. It's fucking crazy what he's doing at that age. But I think it's pretty interesting that like they're still using him at that capacity, and he's wrestling more than some of the guys that are like 20 years younger than him. Guys like Kenny Omega. Again, guys like MJF, who's like 30 years younger than him or whatever. I just think it's interesting. I don't know what TK's big plan for that is, or maybe, because he just has so much experience that TK just trusts him to just go out and put, matches together or storylines, to maybe help elevate other people, right? I don't really think that they have really been elevating talent too much, I guess. I don't know.
No, I doubt. I mean, I'm sure he has some input, but again, TK needs to give the book to somebody.
Yeah. So
like,
again,
and I've been saying this forever, and now my colleagues in the business are saying it too. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, just give some fuck.
Yeah, like just retire already, man, and do it. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know, like they have guys like him, Arn Anderson, Dean Malenko. Like, why aren't these guys writing the fucking, the fucking stories? Why aren't they in charge of creative? Why aren't they? Yeah, like they can be trainers all day, but it is what it is. Like put these guys in charge of your creative, man. Like these guys have been in the business. They've known. They
But here's
know
the
exactly.
thing, though. I don't know if those guys would know how to book the roster that they have.
Well,
which shows how mediocre the wrestling business has gotten.
Yeah.
Because it's very mediocre. I mean, you see WWE every couple months brings back a person that was a megastar.
Yeah.
Who's a megastar there now?
Right. I mean, there's not a lot.
But look, you got to also, this goes more for AEW than the WWE. WWE's making money hand over fist. They're not losing money, so
they're not losing. Yeah.
Creative does not matter. We can complain about it all we want. As long as they are continuing to make money, it does not matter. It's not going to change. But in the case of AEW, it's showing.
Mm-hmm.
Like people are going less and less and less and less to their events. They're losing viewers all the time. It's not special no more. And honestly, those guys that you mentioned, they'd be good there to give advice to the younger talent if the younger talent would listen. But it's just that's the state of wrestling. It's not. It's hard to make it exciting again. I mean, Roman.
That's what CM Punk was trying to do when he was there.
Yeah, Roman. When Roman was on TV, when CM Punk was on TV, that got eyeballs to the product.
Ratings. Yep.
Yeah, but like, who else?
It's true.
Who else? MJF. To an extent,
it's true. I think, and I don't even think MJF is up there as far as like eyeballs on the TV when he's there, because right now, like the storylines that he's kind of like everywhere with the storylines. There's like 3 guys gunning for his title right now. You have Kenny Omega, Samoa Joe, and you still have whoever else. There's going to be people gunning for his title, but right now he's not even like the. I feel like he's not the top attraction for the company right now. But it's true. I think you're right. As far as megastars go, there's very few out there. Really, like you said, it's really only Roman Reigns that is kind of like the top guy for the company right now. It could have been Sami Zayn, right? He kind of fizzled out after not Money in the Bank, but Elimination Chamber. This past year, he's still very over with the crowd, though. I think that the fans just appreciate what he had did over the past year, though. So they're still rooting for him. You can have a guy like LA Knight, but really, is LA Knight going to be like the next guy to carry the company in the next 5 years? Like, I don't think so. I think he's going to be there for a couple minutes, and then we're not going to see him anymore, or something's going to happen, right? It'll be interesting, though. I think the next few years is going to be eye opener. So last 2 topics I want to talk about, right, are the contracts that are going up, in 20 that are coming to an end 2024, right? We have people retiring also, right? Guys like Bryan Danielson, who's on his retirement tour. Sting announced his retirement as well. So I don't know which ones you guys want to get into first.
I mean, here's the thing, man. Before that, bro, like going right back to our last subject. Yeah. I mean, anybody can sit there and write their fantasy show.
Mm-hmm.
They could sit there and put matches. They could format that. That's another thing that Tony needs a lot of help with, is formatting the show, because it shows when they have too much running. What is it called when they're like past, when the end of the show happens? The overrun. There's too much of an overrun.
Yeah.
That's another issue they're having. The camera angles suck.
Yeah. Except for when they have the females on TV.
The storylines make no sense.
Yeah.
There's too many matches just happening for no reason. Oh, it's a dream match.
Yeah. Yep.
Whose dream? Your dream, yes. But until TK really starts to go broke, like, hey, we got to turn this shit around, it's not going to get better.
I agree. I think they are just kind of sloppily throwing matches together just because, Tony Khan thinks that people want to see these matches when really there's no buildup. And the stupid part is, or the dumb part is that, most of these wrestlers, nobody knows who they are. The casual fan has no clue who Okada is, or who all of these guys from New Japan are, right? Your Zack Sabre Juniors as well. Your your Naidos, whoever else, all of these guys that they're putting Bryan Danielson against, which I think he's just doing it just because, I think he's doing it because he appreciates Bryan Danielson and what he's done for the business and how good of a wrestler he is, but he's not looking at for the draw, right? For what the money can make for the company, right? I don't
that's
know.
Fine. He wants to be a fantasy booker.
Fantasy booker.
He's the richest fantasy booker ever. Fine. But eventually that money's going to run out. I don't care if you're worth $7 billion. If you lose $1 billion or $2 billion, that's going to hit you.
It is, and these companies, the networks like TNT, TBS, whatever, they're gonna notice, hey, these numbers are not drawing, and they're gonna be offering him less money. They're not gonna be saying, hey, yeah, next time we're gonna give you $2 billion.
I mean, look,
for the next 3 years.
If he's one of the top rated shows, which he probably is, I'm sure they'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
And TNT is not the company that they were when WCW was around, where they had someone come in and say, I hate wrestling, I don't want it here, even though WCW was making money regardless. They were losing a lot of it. Mm-hmm. But it's very complex.
Yeah.
It's very complex. But at the same time, if he does come to his senses and hires a booker, he needs to hire someone that knows how to book the current, talent that they have. I don't know how to do it. I wouldn't know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If it was up to me, I'd go old school. Okay, if you're under 6 feet tall, you're going home. Bye.
you want the muscles, and if you have a beer belly, get the hell out of here. Also, we'll send what's his face home. The guy that's the Ring of Honor World Champion right now. I forget his name. Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, go lose a couple pounds.
I'd keep him.
Oh, okay, you'd keep him. I wouldn't, honestly. I think the guy looks like trash on TV. The guy looks like he's a fucking like he could be a fucking homeless guy sitting on the side of the street asking for beer money, basically. But that's just me, Again, I don't have anything against his talking skills or anything like that. I just don't like his look. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I think the guy can present himself better if you're gonna put a guy as a world champion, be a little more presentable. That's my old school mentality right there, right? Anyway,
he would be perfect. Like someone like Eddie Kingston would have been perfect for ECW.
Yeah.
When they're fighting, a lot of the guys are fighting in street clothes and stuff. Yeah. I don't have a problem with this look.
Yeah. Again, that's me. That's just me. Being picky, I guess. Because like I said, like if you're trying to attract fans and build a star, right? Which he's an established wrestler. Like the indie marks, they like him. They get him. They know who he is, right? But a casual fan like me who's watching, coming in and starting to like learn and get to know the product, they're going to be telling themselves, who is this fat fucker with this this big beer belly gut? He looks like he fucking has quadruplets in his belly over here. You know what I mean? Again,
I guess we'll disagree on that.
And like, I get, if you're a big guy, I get it, right? It works for guys like Vader back in the day, right? Or guys like Viscera or Mabel, because they were generally like big dudes, 400-pound guys like Mark Henry, you know what I mean? But this guy just looks like he's fucking obese and overweight and just doesn't want to fucking hit the gym, So I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. Sorry, I'm not trying to bash on his. Again, I nothing against his wrestling abilities or his mic skills or anything like that. I just hate his presentation as far as like what he looks like and everything like that. Anyways, again, I'm about to get canceled by the one viewer that's watching. So, you never know who it is. But anyways, I guess last topic of conversation, this will be this is going to be on our header of the evening. WWE announces Bash in Berlin next year, and I believe this premium live event will be around the time of that the All In pay-per-view will be. So, what are y'all's thoughts on that?
That's cool, man. When's the last time they were in Germany? It's been a while.
I have no clue when the last time WWE was in Germany, but I think it's interesting that WWE is starting to start doing those more abroad shows now, especially with their premium live events. I think that's where they're going to start drawing more money, especially in those arenas that are around the world, right? They have Australia pay-per-view coming up as well. I think along with Crown Jewel, these are going to be like sold out events. And I think every time they do an event like this, they kind of just get bigger and bigger, right? If you guys remember, what was it, Backlash went in Puerto Rico? That was a fucking big show, man. I fucking enjoyed that show from the beginning to the end, right? And now, of course, to have a celebrity like Bad Bunny in there, in a match was pretty crazy itself. But like last year's event, Clash at the Castle, right? That was a fucking huge event as well. And again, sold out crowd, the amazing fans there, amazing reactions during the matches. I think it's going to continue on. I think WWE, we're going to start seeing more of that. Maybe not in their big four. I think that their big fours might stick to the States, but we might start seeing at least half of their paper premium live events go to other parts of the world now. I think that's good.
I mean, the non-big four probably.
Yeah.
I doubt that Vince would ever do WrestleMania overseas just because of the time, the time zones.
Yeah, correct. No, I believe that also because who wants to be watching WrestleMania?
I doubt he would do anything like that over there because of the time zones. They'd have to give him a lot of money to bring him over there. A lot.
We'll never say
It'd
never.
Be cool, but I don't think it would happen. Yeah, man. Germany, cool. My dad was born there. It's all this.
Uh-oh. Hello?
Hello?
He cut off again. His little network logo is yellow. Mill, where are you? Hello?
I think in regards to WWE doing Bash in Berlin, that's great. I heard that there's rumors going around that they might have Backlash in France.
That'd be crazy because I hear the France crowd is fucking nuts, dude.
I mean, for them to be doing international crowds, for pay-per-views, that's actually good because, I mean, as opposed to this past year, when was the last time we had an international crowd not in Saudi Arabia?
I mean, true. And, that's what we've been seeing the last couple of years. That Saudi, me? Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Clash at the Castle was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes back to Germany, as long as they don't have JBL doing the goose walk and the N-word salute, the N-word that rhymes with posse.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm getting at in Germany, but
yeah.
And it kind of, going there, man, it kind of makes me miss the British Bulldog and Bret Hart because.
I mean, for sure, because I wouldn't say Bret Hart was like a hometown hero, right? But guys like the British Bulldog, people that were just on that side of the world, who else? Like Dynamite Kid, also. Oh, what happened? Mill Hustle's got out of here. Okay, hold on. But more established talent, right? I think this would go for. Well, we'll wait for Mill to come back. For people like guys like Gunther, for instance, right? I think that'll be a big show for him, and he'll be one of those attractions for an event.
I wonder if he'll be I wonder if they'll cheer him there.
Oh, he's going to be a baby face if he goes into something like that. I mean, for sure, because I think who else? There's a few other talents that are.
Now here's a little hot shotting for you. Here's a little hot shotting. If they were to make Roman versus Gunther in Germany title for title, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Fucking crazy.
I think that would actually sell. I mean, even if Gunther were to lose, I think it would sell tickets. I mean, shit. Look at
who? Jaime? Man, everyone's connection is wonky today.
Yeah, that's spec trash. Anyway, while he comes back, yeah, that would be great. And it was up to me, I would give Gunther I'd give him the win.
It's possible because I mean, like I said, I hear that Reigns is gonna still hold after WrestleMania, right? I think there is plans for either him or Cody or him and Rock at WrestleMania, but then there's also extended plans for him to wrestle one or the other after Mania. So who knows? Leading up to a big show like that, title for title, Intercontinental Championship or winner take all, that'll be interesting. Imagine if Roman is the double champion. That'd be interesting.
So here's another thing though, going to WrestleMania, Like, remember the list we came up with on our last show or the show before? Who
Oh.
are the candidates to win the Rumble?
Yeah.
It could be LA Knight, could be Cody again.
Yeah.
It could be The Rock if he comes back. Could be CM Punk if he actually returns, which I don't think he is.
I mean, I think he will. I don't know why. I think a lot of people think he's going to be with TNA or Impact, whatever you want to call it, because I think he was backstage, or there was some sort of rumor that he was backstage at their last at Bound for Glory. I'm not sure if that's true. I think he was at a Chicago Blackhawks game, and I think there was recent rumors of him being questioned. I think he was being interviewed by somebody, and I saw the video of it, and they were asking him about Survivor Series, and his response is, he's like, "Oh, I think the show is sold out, so I probably won't be able to go." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, he was kind of making his comments. You know, he was kind of deflecting the question a little bit, right? So I think there is a big chance that we get CM Punk at Survivor Series. If not, then at least the Rumble. Like, I think WWE would be stupid to not sign him. Yes, do they need him? Probably not. But, like, are they going to make money if he goes? They are going to make money. I mean, imagine how many fucking T-shirts he's going to sell just going to WWE.
I'm going to tell you how to completely destroy LA Knight's momentum at Crown Jewel.
Sure, what's that?
Have CM Punk debut there after he loses to Roman.
Oh, God.
And they'll forget LA Knight.
That would really destroy his momentum. We might not see LA Knight on TV until next year, probably. He might be on a little vacation himself, so that'll be interesting. We'll see though, guys. But anyways, you know, I think it's going to be good for the company doing a lot of these overseas shows, right? I think they're going to be funner to watch because, you know, I not to knock on the American crowd, but you know, the international crowd, they go pretty crazy when it comes to
because they never get
shows.
them.
They never get it. So yeah, it's funner to watch when the crowd's as interactive as they are, especially like, you know, like what we got last year at Clash in the Castle or in Puerto Rico when they were there a couple months back as well. I think it's gonna be crazy.
Crowd,
dude, they were nuts.
That is a wild crowd.
You're forgetting the pay-per-view we just had a couple months ago.
Yeah. Which one?
Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank. Where was it?
Bank? Shit, I don't remember, bro. Where was it?
It was in London.
Oh yeah, Money in the Bank in London. Was it in London? Oh yeah.
It was in London. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I remember it was like at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I think I was in Houston at the time, so I was watching that. Yeah, that was pretty nuts. Also, I guess to watch. You know, the crowd over there was pretty nuts as well. So again, guys, it's only going to be good. It's going to be a lot of money for you know, TKO and the WWE in general. I think they're not losing money. They're making more money. I mean, hey, even the crowd down here, man, when we were at the show on Saturday, it wasn't a sold out arena, but imagine if they would have had imagine if Roman Reigns was on the card, that place would have been sold out, dude.
Yeah, but you also have to think about it too. The last time we had Roman Reigns here, it didn't really sell out. In fact, I think this time around it was a little more.
You know, it didn't. I'll say that it didn't. But the thing is, we were still like at the. You know, it was still like, you know, kind of. We were still in the COVID era at that time. I think it was like January of 2021. When they came to that arena. I think they came down last year to the State Farm or to the Paint Arena. Reigns wasn't there. That was more of a Raw show, I think. But the year before, we were still kind of heavy in COVID, man. So I think that's one of the reasons why that. And I think Reigns was still fresh as, you know, the Universal Champion. You know, I think he wasn't even champion like, you know, a year at that time, I believe. So right, you know, he wasn't getting the hype that he is now. Imagine if it was now, though. Like, what do you think? Do you think it would be sold out or not?
Maybe.
Mill's just like, no. You're like, no. I mean, let's agree to disagree, though. Like, I think this one had a much bigger crowd than the last time, though. You're right about that. Even though Roman was here the last time compared to now, and I think the card was really shitty compared to the last time crowd was a lot better. The card last time was a lot better than it was this time, but we still had good matches and it was still entertaining. So I think that just shows that WWE they're still putting on good shows, even though, you know, you might not see the talent, big name talents come to these small house shows, I guess. But anyways, fellas, I know we're all getting a little bit tired here. I can go on and on talking all night, but any closing thoughts on any of the topics we talked about tonight?
Yeah, Tony, hire a booker.
Okay, I agree there. You know, Tony does need to hire a booker and a few writers for the characters as well. Jaime, you still there with us? Hello, Jaime. Oh, okay. I guess maybe he got off or maybe he got cut off. I don't know what's going on there. But Jaime, if you don't jump back in, oh, there we go. Here we go. Hold on. Let's see.
All right, bro. I'm out of here, brother.
All right, Mill. We're gonna say our exits and then we'll peace out. If you're getting off, peace out though.
Yeah. All right.
Can you hear me?
All right. Nice to meet you, brother. Yeah. We'll see y'all next time, man. Let me know when you want to go live again. We need to pick a day to go live every week.
Sounds good. Are you okay? Sounds good, Mill. Get some rest, man. We'll see you
later.
All right, laters. Jaime, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. No, we're just giving our closing statements. You know, my other buddy had to go already, but he said it was nice to meet you.
Well, basically all I was gonna say is thank you for the opportunity of having me here tonight. And I mean, hopefully, you know, sometime in the future, you know, I'm open for another episode. Just let me know, and I'm down.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, it's not as scripted as, you know, we would do like on Armbar, right? Obviously, right? You know, this one's more catered to just talking about like the dirt sheets and like the big news stories that are happening in wrestling right now currently. You know, sometimes we space out the podcast. Like the last time we did it was like a couple weeks ago, actually. I don't even think we've done a podcast recently. But yeah, I'll definitely let you know. I don't really I tend to not, you know, pick times to talk, right? You know, sometimes I'm just like, okay, I feel like doing a podcast, let's do it, right? So I know sometimes that'll be conflicting with, you know, you and of course Mill Hustles. His real name is Gilbert, by the way.
Okay.
And he's actually worked like in the business at some point. Like he worked for like I believe NWA, and he like he said he almost was employed by Impact. So we got a comment here. He says, how was your last podcast scripted? Well, you know, it was more scripted as like, you know, we had you know, topics lined up, you know, more topics lined up. Then I think it was just a better laid out script. Like here, it's just kind of like we kind of free for all it for the most part. We finally had a comment.
Which I mean, I kind of find it better. This format because with the other one, you know, I mean, not only just that, but I mean, sometimes we would get way off topic going.
Not that No, I get you.
So I mean, it was fun. You know, it wasn't as repetitive. You know, this time around, it isn't as repetitive because we're not repeating the same thing. You know, that we just talked about over 30 minutes ago. But I mean, it's great. You know, I really liked it. And hopefully, you know, I can do more episodes with you guys.
Yeah, man, no worries. You know, I'll definitely reach out to you. You know, I don't really. I mean, like the original podcast, the original duo was supposed to be me and this other guy. His name is Robert. He's from Arizona. He's a guy that I've known for a few years. Also, that I would do you know, I will do tech podcasts with, right? But he's a very knowledgeable wrestling fan. Also, like if I ever get to have him in here with us, and you're here, you know, you'll get to hear his passion for wrestling also. And he's like one of those guys that just. He knows what he's talking about, and he has a very good ear and eye for it and everything like that. So, and yeah, of course, definitely, I would love to have you back, man. I think you did a great job tonight. Thank you again for coming in and, you know, giving your opinion. Hopefully we can get your camera working next time, man, because, I mean, on my end, it's just spinning and spinning. I don't know if you're using, like, your computer or your laptop or you're streaming from your phone, maybe. Hello? Okay, he blanked out again. Jaime?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, there you go.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm using my phone right now.
Okay. Yeah. That's understandable.
But the thing is, before I got on, like it was able to show my camera, and then once I got on, like it's giving me a black screen.
What kind of phone do you use again?
I have an
Android.
Samsung. Yeah, it's an Android. It's a Note 10. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I would suggest using. I don't know. Are you using Chrome as your browser?
No, I'm using the Samsung internet.
Oh yeah, no, don't use the Samsung browser. Try using Chrome next time. Just because I believe you should be able to access your camera and mic a little bit better using the Chrome browser.
Okay.
With that. So yeah, next just a recommendation for next time. I mean, at least we got your audio this time, but But again, Jaime, and again, you can throw in your nickname if you want next time, or if you want to give us a nickname for next time. I just, we'll just go by Jaime for now, right?
That's fine.
Mill Hustles isn't my buddy's real name. He just goes by Mill Hustles, but he's been thinking about changing his name as well. And again, I'm still sticking to Mike the Biz or Mike the Biz. You know what I mean? Just because I've liked that, and that's just a name that's kind of, I think, stuck with me for a while. So
yeah,
I'll
pretty
keep
much
that for now. But yeah, thanks again for joining in, and again, thanks again for we'll get you in the next time, man. Definitely get some rest, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, buddy.
All right, peace.